with all due respect.
Hey, we're Josh Ortegan and Greg Gaines, and this is With All Due Respect, the show where we keep it real about health, fitness, and performance. From weight loss to sports development, we're covering the conversations that matter.
Follow us on Instagram at Phenom Fitness, PHNM Fitness, and visit www.phenomfit.com to check out our training programs, coaching, and gear built for real results. Let's get into it.
All right, this will be With All Due Respect 70.
Yeah,
I feel like
we
we're on
finally know
track.
the number.
Huh?
We finally know the number.
Yeah, All Due Respect 70. That is Josh and Gray.
Mhm.
And guys, I'm telling you, if you're listening to this, we just hit record and we're
Yeah.
going to put it together. Here's what's cool about what we do is you're actively training people in person.
Hmm.
We're both having regular conversations every day with people about health and fitness.
Yeah, a lot of them.
I still work with athletes in person. And what that does is it separates us from a lot of people because there's a lot of people that do this that do not train human beings.
Hmm.
And I don't think it ever leaves us short of content
Yeah.
because I am having the conversations that relate to our clients, but relate to everybody every day, all day on what are people struggling with?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to get going?
Hmm.
Uh, what are the obstacles they face? What are the typical excuses they see? They tell themselves. What lies do they tell themselves?
Hmm.
Uh, a common conversation that people have is, I'm not motivated. I don't know why I can't get going. Uh,
Do you feel like you're seeing that more and more? Because I feel like I am constantly seeing now, like, I can't do this by myself. I don't know why I can't get motivated. Like, and I see it sometimes in myself too. Like, I've even, like, I go to classes regularly and I really enjoy going to classes, but I see more and more now of just a ton of women in particular that cannot get motivated to do this alone.
I think the semantics of the word motivated is something we need to address with people.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for decades. And of course, one of our friends is Allison Farnbach, and we go back and she and I go back and forth on funny stuff quite a bit.
Hmm.
She's in the thick of it in this industry. And I told her that between exercise and jujitsu, I'm motivated 50% of the time, and I've been doing this for decades. And I'm really good at both.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm proficient at both,
Yeah.
subjectively proficient. Um, and I'm only motivated 50% of the time to go. The other 50% of the time I go through discipline and knowing that if I don't go, it's I'll feel I'm not gonna say bad about myself, but I know I didn't reach my goals for the day, and that inspires me. I don't
Yeah,
feel
I don't
guilt.
like feeling not
I don't want to feel
productive.
guilt.
Yeah, it's not normally a guilty thing. Some days it can be a guilty thing, but my discipline really stems from like the need to feel productive with myself and
Mm.
what I'm doing. Like I always tell people with clients, I'm like, if you're looking to start a routine of discipline, make your bed every morning. Like, don't make the excuse of not making your bed. And if you already do that, then you
So
already
you're
do
starting
have
slow.
some. Yeah. I mean, I just think like the first thing that you do when you open your eyes, get up and make your bed because that's already starting something productive. If you roll out of bed and leave it unmade, like you're starting your day off messy,
Hmm.
you know? So I'm like,
Yeah,
that's already establishing a routine of discipline.
yeah. So, my thing is, man, if I've been doing this for decades, I'm only motivated 50% of the time. What about the person that's never had a healthy eating and exercise routine and they're 40?
Yeah.
They've never
Yeah.
done it. Like, that's 95% discipline, right?
Yeah.
So I have empathy for that it's hard. I have empathy that changing routine is really hard.
Hmm.
Doing something new is really hard. And I understand that the environment that people are dealing with is very challenging when it comes to change. And the most successful thing that I've done, and it's in our book. So this is in our, if anybody is listening to this, you can buy the fitness blueprint.
Good plug.
That is a plug. I was weird about plugging a book. And then I had someone a long time ago ask me, like, do you believe in what you do? I'm like, yes. Do you believe in what you can help people? Yes. Then why don't you tell more people? I'm like, well, I'm already getting feedback that the book is changing people.
Yeah.
So why would I want to share it with everybody? But um, the number one feedback I'm getting is the mindset part of it
Hmm.
and the bonus section that has the tools for consistency. It's not the workouts.
Hmm.
It's not how to do your macros, right? Which I think people think, well, I don't know the macros to eat. I don't know the workouts to do. And I'm telling you, 90% of the feedback I'm getting on this thing is I've never looked at it that way. And the accountability tools are so helpful for me. And that has been really cool for me to see because people are literally taking the calendar, making their own calendar, putting their daily process goals at the top, and then tracking their process goals and losing weight.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. And they're not big, big, big goals. I have a guy, he's a firefighter, and listen, the hardest people to work with are shift workers, man.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they? Like
Yeah.
nurses, law enforcement, because man, changing one routine is hard. Those people have two routines, the on shift,
Right.
off shift.
Yep. Yep.
And we literally gave him three goals: water, protein, and exercise.
Hmm.
And he sent me track it like I think in the last 28 days, he's tracking it different. He's tracking each one separately. So if he hits a goal, but misses one goal, he still marks like he hits that goal, doesn't hit that goal that day. So he doesn't wipe out the whole day. And I like that. I like that idea. Well, I got 2 out of 3 today. I think he's only missed in 28 days 4 things, and he's losing weight.
Yeah. But that's like, that just is a testament to like overall discipline. It doesn't mean 100% discipline every single day, but it's discipline to something, right? Like I can't give 100% every day. It's not human to give 100% every day, but
Mhm,
you're disciplined to something. And as long as your disciplined days outweigh your non-disciplined days, like you're gonna see results.
mhm.
We're gonna have days of not being disciplined, you know?
The word I use here is minimum effective dosage.
Hmm.
And that has been a word I have been a phrase I've been really on top of in the last 6 months. And then I was scrolling through social, and a friend of mine. So if anybody knows who Matt Vincent is, he owns a brand called Not Dead Yet, and it used to be called Hate Brand HV3. It was the Roman numerals HV3 Hate Brand, and it's a clothing brand. He's written books and manuals. Um, Kind of an adventure brand. Former world champion Highland Games competitor
Oh, I want to talk to him.
that had multiple injuries. He's been mentioned on Joe Rogan. He had multiple knee surgeries, ruined his career, and I feel like he went through an identity change when all that was going.
Sure. Absolutely.
And I was scrolling his social, and just a cool dude, right? One thing I always liked about Matt is even though he's gotten really popular and the brand has gotten really popular, he's done really well, he's still the same dude. Like I like that so much. And he started talking about minimum effective dosage. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm onto something because Matt's pretty smart. And I jumped on one of his he had a webinar, and a lot of people jumped on the webinar, and he talked about minimum effective dosage is still progress because everybody who's trying to be perfect, you're quitting and you're starting that cycle of starting and quitting, starting and quitting, starting and quitting, starting and quitting because you think and able to move forward, you have to be perfect in everything you do.
Yeah.
We see that in people that come to me. I always ask people when they start the nutrition program, all right, what do you want to do? He's like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to track my macros every day. I'm going to exercise every day, lift in the evening, and do cardio first thing in the morning. I'm going to get 9 hours of sleep and a gallon of water a day. I go, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You just, that's like the couch, remember couch to 5K?
Couch to 5K. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
couch to perfection. Like, you're not going to do that. What's the minimum effective dose you can do every day? And the calendar with people so far is I have a client, I know she won't mind me mentioning her name. Her name's Katie. And me and Katie had like a 1 hour consult that we came to Jesus, bro. I'm telling you, like she's like, I have to do this now.
Hmm.
And we started the consistency calendar, and she goes, Josh, you know how many times it's been 6:30? I didn't want to do it. And I got my ass off the couch and went for a walk. And I feel so like that's a hump I got over.
Yeah.
And she does jujitsu with Tamaya at Tamaya's place. And part of her goals are 3 days a week to do jujitsu. Other days she does a walk and she hits her protein intake.
Yeah.
And she's literally like, I dropped under this weight for the first time I've ever been, and it didn't seem that hard.
I,
To me, it's working.
as you were saying that though, talking about like, we don't, it's the minimum effective dose. And why is health and fitness, nutrition, the only category, at least I can think of, that people give up on so easily? Like, if you are not doing well in your job, most people are going to outperform so that they're doing well in their job, right?
You really
If
think that?
you're,
Do you think that?
I would say
Is that true though?
majority of the clients I work with, if
Yeah.
somebody were like, if their boss were to say, this is not performing well, they're going to drop everything to make sure that they perform well in their job,
Consequence.
right? So that's why if you're in school, maybe I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of people, like if you don't do well on one test, you're not giving up for the entire semester. You're going to do better on the next test. Why is it health and fitness? It's just like as soon as something goes wrong, it's like, forget about
What you're describing is why I love you
it.
and why I think as our friendship and business has morphed, I've become more like you.
I've become
But
more
that's a
like you
good
too.
thing. That's a good thing though. Like I've become more like no, that's a and listen, when people are like, man, what an odd combo, you and Gray. I'm like, what is it? I go, I've learned a ton. Like I when I have an opinion, I trust her opinion. And there are not a lot of people like that in my life.
This is us. I gotta
Yeah.
find
And I
it.
said,
Keep talking.
I can go. And here's the deal too. I said, Gray has disagreed with me a few times and goes, hey, Josh, consider this. And I go, and I think about it for 3 days and I go, oh, she's right. And then I'm
This
like,
is li-
oh,
this
right.
is us.
Yeah, 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 right. So yeah. So you just described a very non-cynical, positive view of people that said the people in my circle and on things I see, most people, if they do bad on a test or doing bad at work, they're going to step up. I don't think that's majority of people, but that's our difference in the lens in which how we see people. I truly think that.
That's fair. That's fair. And it might just be the people that I work with, the people that I surround myself with. Like I know, I'm not saying any particular of my friends, but I do know that my friends are performers. So I just in my everyday viewpoint, like I just feel like majority of people that I surround myself with or that are surrounding me would perform if asked to. But health and fitness is not a category that a lot of people want to perform in if they're not doing well. It's
I,
really easy for them to give it up.
Consequence, right? Not doing bad at your job, you better do better or you're fired.
Yeah.
Grades. Well, you better do better at grades or else you're going to flunk out of school, right? Health is,
Or even budgeting. Like I love the comparison of saving money. Like, oh, well, if you just spent an extra $10 today that you weren't anticipating, that doesn't mean you're going to blow through your bank account,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's one that anybody can relate to.
yeah, yeah. If you overspend today, doesn't mean the next day you overspend by tenfold. Where in nutrition, I get people are like, missed my calories, didn't work out today. Screw it. Here comes a 3-day bender. And then they do it through the holiday weekend. And then on Tuesday, they don't want to return text messages. And then I hear from them on Thursday and they go, I blew it. I go, hey, man, you better get back on it tomorrow.
So I guess my question would be then is why do we surround health and fitness with so much shame and so much guilt? Whereas we don't really do that. I mean, we do that in other categories and professions and whatever, but we have so much shame and guilt in health and fitness.
I think that's how people were raised, cultural,
Yeah.
how we see our body
Hmm.
image.
Hmm.
Um, I don't do well with the acceptance culture.
No, me neither. You know, I don't.
Um, yeah, I watched a movie a long time ago. There's a, what's that? Oh my gosh. It was an Adam Sandler movie where he's a chef and his wife
I don't think I remember that one.
screws up on something and the wife is talking to the mom and the mom goes and the wife goes, "Why is it sometimes I just feel so upset with myself for my decision and I feel so bad about myself?" And she goes, "Well, maybe that's just good judgment because you are screwing up." Right? Like
So true.
maybe, and I'm not saying you get down on yourself and be depressed, but like, man, the last thing I want my friend to do is when I'm screwing up to just pat me on
Let me.
and tell me, "You'll be okay, buddy. Just do what makes you happy."
Right.
Oh man, that's sending you down.
Great friend.
If I did everything that brought me pleasure, yo,
Oh, Alston and I always say if we didn't work out, we'd be 500 pounds.
or just listen, I love immediate pleasure. I love it. But that's in my life that has kept me from joy and happiness.
Yeah, overall
Like
joy and
overall.
happiness.
Yeah.
Like the instant gratification can't
Yeah.
keep you from the lifelong happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Gray, why it's so hard for people from the health side or the fitness side. What I don't do well is I am not as super pumped about the stuff we're seeing in the media around like taking food dyes out or
I just made a
replace,
video about this morning.
replacing things with like beef tallow. I don't even know, guys, I'm in this. I don't even know what beef tallow is. Like I'm because I read about it. I read something. I don't even know what that is. Or taking the dyes out or putting this stuff in. People get really excited about that. Like, we're changing everything. I go, is it? Are we? Is that really changing? Because I know millions, a lot of people that, not millions, obviously, but I know a lot of people that all that stuff has still been in their food. They still make good decisions. Like, are we looking for this to be our way out? Are we looking for this to be our excuse as, because I've had clients that have said, God, hope RFK gets it right because we really need to get healthy. And I'm like, RFK didn't force you to eat those 2 double cheeseburgers just now.
That's the way you have to look at it though. Like that's you have to take a step back from it. And this is what I said in my video I posted this morning. I who wouldn't want cleaner food? Right? Who wouldn't want food that wasn't bad for us essentially? But at the same time, you're the one choosing whether you're eating a whole box of Cheez-Its or a bag of grapes. Like you're the one choosing that.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anybody else. but you can still believe in like healthier food, cleaner food, wanting to have a system that does it well, but you're the one choosing it at the end of the day. Like you have to recognize both. No, you're right, exactly right. Nobody fucking forced you to eat that food. That's what pisses me off. I'm like, okay,
But we're looking for to blame somebody else. Like,
of
listen,
course, always.
I love when I screw up to look at somebody else to blame.
Oh yeah. Like that wasn't
I
me, that
love
was
when I
you.
treat somebody bad. I go, well, well, they said this to me. No, you treated somebody poorly. You're a jerk. You had the ability to not treat them poorly, regardless of what they said to you. You chose to. That's on you. That's
Yeah.
your accountability. You were mean to that person at Walmart, which I'm the. There's a reason I don't go to grocery stores. I order all my food because I'm the worst human being. As soon as I step into a grocery store, I immediately become the worst human being on earth. Um, I chose to do that. I chose to eat that food. I
Mhm.
made the decision to not go to the workout. I made the decision to not go to jujitsu. I made those decisions. Nobody else forced me. Nobody else pushed me. Does environment matter? 100%. I have a client who is in very good shape. She's trying to get in extra more shape, which, by the way, are the preferred clients.
Right now, that's the
It's
clientele we're
people who
taking on.
already appreciate exercise, fitness, and nutrition. They just need fine tuning and accountability.
Yeah.
Those people take very little effort and get incredible results. She goes, my husband's never worked out a day and never cared a day in his life about his health. And she goes, that environment is really hard when it's a long weekend. The kids have sports games, and the easiest thing to do is go through the drive-through at Wendy's. And he wants to do it, the kids want to do it, and that's so hard for me. I understand that that is challenging.
Yeah.
I understand that that is hard.
Yeah.
Have spoken candidly, and this is probably going to get you fired up, around sabotaging environments in the home, right?
It's weak-minded.
I have had you say things like, if you're a husband or you're a wife or your partner is trying to get in healthy shape and you are pushing them in other directions at the home because it makes you feel uncomfortable, you've had choice words about that.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, you
I
very
do.
much dislike that. If your wife or husband is trying to get better at life by getting healthier, and you come home with Dairy Queen and snacks and do things to sabotage that, that's pretty crappy.
I just think my least favorite thing of a married couple is one person being the identity. Does that make sense? Like, I brought this home for us. Like, we both need to enjoy this. Like that. No, I'm sorry. You can have separate identities away from each other, but still work on the same goals. Like, I don't understand that decision making. I don't understand making your friends, your partner, anyone you love feel guilty about doing something that they want to do within reason, of course. Like if it's, I don't want ice cream tonight. Well, I want ice cream tonight. How do you not want ice cream tonight? Like, I don't want fucking ice cream tonight. I'm sorry. Period. Like, I don't understand that mentality at all. It does not mesh with me very well.
I think it goes down to people find community and pleasure. Couples kind of find community and pleasure, and their quality time is based around food a lot of times.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah,
out,
100%.
getting snacks at the house. Uh, my client said that Erica's podcast really connected with her because food was part of her joy.
Yeah,
She quit eating really amazingly great food. And she says, man, I wake up every day. She goes, I used to wake up every day thinking about what was for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and what fun things we're going to do around food. And she goes, I was the funny big girl. And um, she's like, she's like, and I said, well, what's the number one thing you got from that podcast? And she goes, that I got to have tough skin if I'm going to lose weight.
totally.
But
Need
I
to
said,
have
but
tough
you're looking
skin.
in the mirror at somebody who did it. That's what I
Hmm.
tell Erica all the time. You can do it because here is somebody that did it, right?
Yeah,
You're not blazing your
100%.
Oregon Trail here, right? Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not the first person to go ever through this.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know how I feel about the tough skin conversation too. You do have to have tough skin. You do have to stand up for yourself. You do have to know how to say no. And I always say, like, if you're not ready to do any of that stuff, then you're probably not ready to be on this journey, which is fine. Like everybody's going to be ready at their own time, you know?
Yeah,
But
you might not be ready to go full on the journey, but you can change one thing,
one
right?
thing, one thing. Yeah,
You can change.
exactly. And over time, and just get really good at that one thing, even if it takes you a year. Get
I have
really
a
good at that
client
one
who's
thing.
our only goal right now is to add a meal and get 200 grams of protein a day. Literally. Now, this dude is busy,
Yeah.
multiple businesses, travels all the time, has lost 40 pounds already, hasn't drank in 18 months, like completely changed around. I looked at my man's food log and he's like, I'll do whatever you tell me. I said, I just need 200 grams of protein a day, bro. For
Yeah.
He's like, anything else? No. Because the strategy behind that is your grocery shopping changes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was doing like 700 milligrams of caffeine a day too. Yeah. So my man is burning through life, like just burning through.
Yeah. On E. I'm literally on
Yeah.
E.
And he's an all out. He's told me, he goes, Josh, I'm an all in or all out guy. He goes, if I'm drinking, I'm drinking. If I'm doing a project, I'm doing a project. I said, okay, well,
Hmm.
we're not going to change that mindset. That's who you are. But at least if you make it about getting protein and working out, at least you're putting that mindset into something that can be good for you, right? And the strategy behind getting 200 grams of protein is like you got to add another meal. You got to change how you grocery shop. You got to have food at your office at work. He wanted to decrease caffeine, so we changed what he was drinking for caffeine. Instead of double espressos, it's single espressos, right? And we're monitoring. So, like, for 28 days, our only goal is 200 grams of protein, but the strategies that he's got to implement daily in his life to do that are challenging.
Yeah.
That's only one thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like telling people to drink a gallon of water. Well, what's that mean? You better be by a bathroom.
That kind of person being able to achieve something like that, I think is what makes me a little less empathetic with other people that are like, oh, I have all this time to do stuff and they still don't fucking do it. And you're just like, I don't play the comparison game. I try not to
Yeah.
compare, two people to each other, but it's a solid reminder to anybody that the busiest person in the world could still have time for this, even if it's changing one simple step. So if you're somebody that isn't really that busy, stop telling me that you're so busy.
I use Tamaya all the time. I
Tamaya's a
use,
great example.
I
I
use
still want to get her on
Tamaya
here.
all the time. Three kids,
Hmm.
two different schools,
Yep.
two different businesses.
Yep.
And I somehow she gets the minimum effective dose done every day,
Hmm.
go week to week. She's super, super busy.
Hmm.
She communicates on what the goals are this week. We have accountability to try to follow it. And she gets it done, understanding that sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depending on the season. You do that with tracking. Sometimes you track your food, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you intuitive eat, sometimes you
Yep.
track protein. Uh, I use Tamaya all the time as I'm like, hey, I got somebody that was pregnant or just coming off pregnancy, started a new business, three kids, two different schools, ran a business, started a new business, deals with employees, and sometimes she wakes up and I remember they had a flood at their martial arts studio and dealt with a flood when the plumbing broke. And somehow she isn't at the end of the day standing on top of the roof looking to do a Peter Pan. And she gets it done.
Hmm.
She gets it done. So when people are like, I'm really busy, I find that those people are the ones that find the time to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's two different types of people that are going to tell you I'm really busy. I think there's types of people that are actually really busy and types of people that aren't that fucking busy.
Subjective, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always, I mean, this is where I use Alston. Like he is the busiest fucking person I know, but he still finds time to exercise, to eat a healthy meal. and to make sure he's sleeping. But I mean, he's working 70 hours a week. He's getting shit done, you know? Like I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
I think it's interesting to me. I do have people that have very high, lofty fitness goals that come to me. And they're high performing people, they're successful, they know what it means to be responsible and they want to do certain things. And they're like, hey, I really want to this time in my hit my peak physical fitness that I think I can get. I really want to make a run at it.
Mhm.
An overwhelming majority of those people have no clue what consistency, effort, sacrifice
Mhm.
has to go into it to get that. Because they're like, well, you're saying I can't enjoy those 2 glasses of wine 2 times a week with my wife to hit peak shit. No, you can't. I don't believe you can. Oh, I had to eat out because I got caught 6 hours out running errands. What?
That gets me, and it's like,
You know you're gonna be gone 6 hours. Bring your food. Like you
or
2 weeks ago, you just told me you're gonna do everything it takes.
and it gets me too. Those kinds of people are like, oh, I went out and I got fast food. And I'm like, okay, well, if you knew you were going to be out, yeah, pack your shit. If you didn't know how long it was going to take you, every fast food restaurant has a healthy option. And I always dog people. I'm like, go to Chick-fil-A, get a grilled wrap. You're going to hit half your protein goal if you just eat that alone.
You got me on the grilled wrap like 5 years ago.
I'm telling
You sent
you.
me the numbers and the grilled wrap, and I went, that's a home run. I could smash two of those.
Same, I do it all the time.
Yeah, I could smash two of those. I just got to make sure that I don't get the honey mustard and just drown it in honey mustard.
Yeah.
But
So here's that order. If you want that order, this is my protein healthy Chick-fil-A order. Grilled wrap. You don't need fries. You can get the fruit cup. If you need extra protein or you need a snack later, grilled nuggets on the side. Bang.
yeah,
I don't want to hear, oh, well, I went and got fast food and it ended up being a fucking cookout cheeseburger with a large fry. Like, get out of here.
I did a whole thing one time on our group years ago that I put together a 2,000 calorie diet and 150 grams of protein a day, eating breakfast and lunch and dinner at fast food.
Yeah.
And it was
Yep.
low calorie and it had 150 grams of protein a day, which a large, overwhelming majority of people, 150 grams of protein helps them reach their goal, right?
Absolutely.
Um, I I'm on week 7 of a deficit. I'm down 9.2 pounds in 7 weeks. Now, this is going to piss some people off. My deficit started at 3,000 calories,
Mm. What percentage of a deficit was 3,000 calories for you?
about 500 calories. So whatever,
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's typically about 25%, 20%,
that's very low.
somewhere in that range.
Yeah, that's like 16.5, 17, whatever percent. Not a lot. I just maintenance for me is about 3,500. I went to 3,000.
Yeah.
That was for first 4 weeks. The last 2 weeks, I went 3,000 on lifting days, 2,700 on non-lifting days for the last 2 weeks.
Which stressed me the fuck out. When you text me that, I was like, are you sure you want to do that? Because 2,700 is my
Yeah,
maintenance.
yeah, that's very maintenance.
Not anymore. It's probably
Yeah.
not anymore, but
So I ran that and I'm hungry at night. Got a little moody for about a week.
yeah.
I've eaten out twice in 6 weeks. Both times were Chipotle. That was chicken, beans, rice,
Chipotle.
and Chipotle. And I tracked it 2 times eating out. Um, 9.2 pounds. Changed nothing but my caloric intake.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm really, 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 really lean right now. And all I did was change nothing but my caloric intake.
Yeah.
And I lost 9.2 pounds in 6 weeks. A little faster than I wanted to. But I have clients that I've had long enough that we communicate about what we're both doing. And they go, "You've only eaten out 2 times
I was about to say you're an anomaly with that because
in
most
a
people eat out twice in a week.
6 weeks?"
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, well, because that's what it took to get it done. I know what I'm eating when I cook at home.
Hmm.
I plan around it. I take food to work. I batch cook. It's just part of what I do.
Yeah.
And I've had multiple clients go, because they'll see a post or something. They'll comment, they'll post, or they'll contact me. They're like, "How is that so easy?" I'm like, "No, it's not easy though. It's not easy. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm
It's just,
hungry.
you're just
I'm
conditioned.
hungry." Our neighbor brought us these peanut butter protein fat bomb things. They're sitting on the counter. They look incredible. But I walk by it and I go, "No, that's not going to get me where I want to go." Right? I, it's not easy. But like once I made the decision to do it, I'm not going to let myself down.
Yeah. But that's the difference is a lot of people will let themselves down. They'll just like forget about it and be like, oh, it's too hard. You know?
Yeah.
I I like how I view my food because I do go in waves of tracking and not wanting to track, but I'll say how I maintain because I do go out to eat a fair amount also, and I love to go out to eat.
You're
I
a food.
don't, I'm definitely a foodie, but I don't over drink my calories. I choose healthy meals 95% of the time when I go out to eat. And my relationship with exercise is that I will outwork a bad diet. That I will. I love to exercise. So, like, I am exercising every single day in some capacity. I'm walking a ton of steps. I lift and train really
We also
intensely.
have a significant amount of muscle.
Yes, but like that's how I've always been. If you ask me how I got to where I was, like I didn't track my food the beginning of my journey.
That's right. Yeah, you said you
I
didn't.
didn't. Like I had a really has a big hesitation with tracking my food, and that's just because I was always told it's restrictive, and like you're not going to get anywhere with it because it's going to take over your life. And I was 22 years old, so like I didn't
You
give a
believe
shit
everything
about
you read.
tracking, but I like that's exactly what I did. I reduced my drinking. I started choosing a little bit healthier when I was going out to eat, and I outworked a bad diet. I trained hard for a long time, and I still do, but it's not in a form of punishment. It's more just like I like things, I like to enjoy things. So if I'm going to try to minimize the consequence of the things I like to enjoy, like I got to do something about it. I got to go train intensely. I got to go put that food to work, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
Yeah. Um, what I like about what you just said is that your journey started out one way, but turned into more over time.
Oh yeah.
And I think people miss the fact that it's got to start out with something really small,
Hmm.
right? One question I ask people is, all right, what are your goals? All right, we'll have a conversation. I'll get a food log from them just to see where they're at, just to see where their gaps are, get where their ideas are with exercise. And then I said, okay, here's the deal. We're going to come up with 2 to 4 daily process goals, and you're going to agree to these.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me what your long-term goal is, and I'm going to establish what the goals are to start to get there. Sometimes we'll write the goals down. They're like, oh, I don't know if I can start there. Well, that's what's going to have to do to get to where you want to be. How about we back down your long-term goal to meet your daily process goals? And they're like, cool. And then we'll set up the daily process goals. We'll get it all going. We're getting ready to start on a Monday. We got their tracking calendar where they're tracking their goals, putting X on the things they hit and don't hit. There's accountability there. And the last thing I always ask them, I said, okay, what is the consequence of not reaching your goal after 28
I
days?
love that question. Yeah.
There's got to be a consequence. For some people that I work with, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar numbers, um, are at risk for a heart attack, and they go, I'll die. Like if I don't lose these 50 pounds, my doctor said I'm going to have a heart attack. All
Hmm.
right, well, write that consequence at the bottom of your sheet of paper where your kids can't see it, right? Because I mean, we'll have a heart attack, right? Like, you can't put that down, right?
Yeah, don't show the kids that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But write that somewhere. It's like, here are the consequences if I don't change, right? Here are the consequences if I don't change. People really connect to that. Now, if the consequences, I just don't have abs, wanting abs won't sustain you, right? It won't. It won't. For
Yeah,
most,
vanity only goes so far.
vanity only gets you so far,
I
right?
like a little piece of vanity in there. I do love when somebody's like, I do want to look good because I appreciate that. That will keep you motivated in
I've always said people are like, well, what
things.
started you working out when you were a kid? Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say anything. Listen, if you're the brand new divorced mom and you come to me saying, I want to start this journey to be an example for my children, go lie to somebody else.
That's a piece of it. Sure.
Go
Yeah.
lie to somebody else. I just want to be a really good example for my children. No, you're on the market and you're 15 pounds heavier than you were last year.
Yes. But
And you
that's
just
the
got
whole
a
thing.
divorce.
I don't mind
And
when you tell me, like, clients will get hesitant to tell me about their vanity, and I'm like, I got it too. If I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that's not my thing, I will go do something about it, you know? I
yeah,
get everybody gets that.
yeah, don't romanticize this whole journey,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I've had multiple men become his clients, got divorced 2 months ago. They're 100 pounds more than they were when they got married. And they're like, yeah, it's just I got my kids, every other week. I just want them to see a healthy dad. No, bro, that's not it at all.
Hmm.
Just be honest.
Hmm.
All right, your
Yeah.
single friends have nice bodies and they're active and they're working out and girls love them and you're the fat guy.
You're the fat guy.
You're the fat guy. You're the funny guy. You're the funny fat comedian and you're tired of it.
What was that movie called? The Duff, the designated ugly fat friend.
Oh no, right? Like just
Hmm.
be honest with it, right?
Yeah.
Um starting is really hard
Hmm.
and keeping it going is really hard. And having a bad day can't lead to having 10 bad days. You got to start really simple. You got to be really patient. You got to be able to give yourself some grace and forgiveness. Um, and you really have to come up and be honest with yourself that what you're currently doing is not cutting it.
Yeah.
You're not being all you can't be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I've said that before. Like, a lot of people want to define their hard work as hard work, but a lot of the time that hard work isn't actually that hard. You,
Say it again.
a lot of people want to define their hard work as hard work, but a lot of the time their hard work isn't actually that hard. So like in the
Yeah.
beginning, it is going to feel tough. And I do get that and I do empathize with starting, right? It is going to feel hard.
Hmm.
But if you haven't progressed after a certain time and made that work harder, that's not really that hard of work, right? We talk about training intensity. If you're still doing the same exercises at the same rep
Yeah.
scheme with the same weight, that work isn't that hard anymore, right? If you're still just moseying through your daily nutrition habits and you're not really paying attention to the things that you're eating or you haven't, worked on an increase, worked on a decrease, worked on getting to maintenance, that hard work really isn't that hard, right? There has to always be like the next step. You have to continually work hard. Or it's even just coming from a place of like, you think you're doing all of these things. You're like, oh, I do eat healthy. And then you measure it, it's not good. Or it's like, I do work out. And at the end of the month, you got in 7 workouts. Or I do get 10,000 steps a day. And then again, you measure it and it's like 3,000. That's not hard work. You're just convincing yourself that you're doing something. And that's why I really like the consistency calendar for clients because a lot of the time in the beginning, especially, clients will just like log their food and they don't actually pay attention at the end of the day to what the numbers are that they're actually hitting. So when we log it into the consistency calendar and we look at, okay, well, you actually only had 4 green days for the entire month, even though you logged every single day. The logging part might have felt hard, but your work wasn't hard.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're basically saying, hey, you're tracking, but it's not changing.
But it's not well, you're not tracking
You're not
well.
tracking. The tracking isn't leading to any change.
Right. Like my least favorite thing, and I don't know why people get hung up on this sometimes. They're like, well, I've been tracking every day. And I'll reply back and be like, did you hit your numbers at all? The whole week? At all? It's like, oh, well, no, like, yeah, you're tracking, but with no purpose. So that's what people, that's the whole thing is people like, they think they're doing so much more than they really are.
There's no awareness from the tracking.
Yeah.
There's no
But
habit
that's in
change.
general. That's not even just for
So
tracking
it's kind of a
nutrition.
waste of track, right?
That's
If we're getting data and it's not driving change.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's wasteful because I think people are learning how to do a daily habit.
Yeah.
So then I always phrase it as like, let's fine tune that a little bit. Let's work on getting the protein where it needs to be. Like, yeah, you're tracking every day, but you had 600 calories more yesterday than you should have. You know, you're just not paying attention to the overall number. You're just putting it in there, hoping it'll work, which again is why I always tell people track ahead of time, make sure the numbers line up. But I think that applies to everything. It's the same thing for workouts. It's like, oh, well, I lift 3 days a week. I'm like, okay, well, how intensely are you
Oh yeah.
training?
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like grabbing
Yeah.
tens for the last 2 years is not going to cut
Oh yeah.
it.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, it's hard work walking in the door, but you're not working hard.
Like I'm resistance training. Like the heaviest thing you picked up was a 20-pound dumbbell, and still it was still part out of the rack of dumbbells that are color coded.
Right.
Like get
Exactly.
out of the color coded dumbbells.
Yeah.
Like if you're picking up a pink and blue dumbbell, move on, bro.
Yeah. Move on.
Right? That's the only concern I have about the concept of minimum effective dose is at what point is it no longer even effective, right? Like after the 28 days of a client that's walking, getting their protein in their water, we have to start adding some sort of resistance movements training.
That's the whole thing. It's like your minimum
Yeah,
effective dose
it's
should keep
changing.
increasing. Yeah. It should
Yeah,
keep changing.
yeah.
You
And
can't keep it the
if
same.
your goal is major body composition changes, you got to get in the weight room and eat protein. And the minimum
Mhm.
effective dose there is protein and lifting weights. It's not walking and drinking water.
Right.
Like
Like
you're
that's something
saying,
that's great that it can stay the same generally is like your water
all
intake and
great
your
things,
step
right?
count. Right.
All good.
Obviously. Like I always tell people I'm like an extra walk a day could change your life. But correct, like the minimum effective dose has to change over time. And I think that people get a little confused about that too, where they're like, oh, well, I'll just do this for 3 months, I'll change my life, and then I'll never have to try again. It's like, no, okay. No.
Yeah, getting in shape is one thing, sustaining in shape is hard.
Right. Right.
I am right there at the point with my caloric deficit the last 6 weeks. I am teeter-tottering on sustainability and can I lose more? I could lose more fat,
Hmm.
but anything more than where I'm at right now, I think is completely not sustainable.
Well, yeah, that's you have to recognize that for
Yeah, I
sure.
would say that I'm around 9%.
Hmm.
Anything below that is going to be not sustainable for me. Anything below 2,700 calories is not sustainable for me. Uh, and the only reason I did start a caloric deficit was I had about a week in jujitsu where I just felt heavy.
Hmm.
I wasn't moving well. I was like, man, my body just feels I'm heavy. And then I got on the scale one morning. I'm like, oh,
I am heavy.
I just don't feel heavy.
I am
I
heavy.
am relatively, for me, heavy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why I would feel heavy. Listen, 218 is heavy for me.
Yeah.
Not the heaviest I've been, but 218 is darn near close to 220. And 220 is not good, right?
Hmm.
So I hit the caloric deficit and I did. I felt better. I breathed better in jiu-jitsu. I moved better. Uh, it was a 10 pounds that was needed, 9 pounds that was needed. But I am teeter-tottering on like, I couldn't sustain this.
Yeah.
And if I did, I wouldn't be friendly to be around.
Yeah. Right.
Because I
Right.
don't know if you're like that, but like when I'm in a deficit and it's a deficit that's
Oh,
starting to affect me,
I texted you that when I was like doing my deficit before getting married, I dropped down to like 2,100, I think. And I texted you, I was like, I've had a headache every day. I'm a moody bitch. I'm not sleeping. Like, this is not sustainable
I
for
want to fight
me.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, I was over exercising too because I'm still teaching. So it was like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't mitigate anything. I was like, this is not for me. I can't do this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Especially in the process of like moving and getting married and planning the
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
was
You
like,
put a
this is
lot
not for
on
me.
you. You put a lot on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Right. Um, I think sometimes either these are the best conversations to have because my guess, my hope is on these conversations that we're just bringing in real life examples of the people that we're dealing with.
Yeah,
Um,
even their conversation with Marcy talking about mindset, I've said previously, we don't talk about mindset a lot anymore. We just haven't. Like we know
yeah,
we've
but
let
out
our
of the
our
book, that's the number
podcasts.
one people have come to me with.
Right,
That
exactly. And I
mindset
always
chapter
forget
was incredible. Thank you.
you forget about it because like I exist in this every day and I've been doing it for, over 7 years at this point. So like my mindset is my mindset at this point.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
is who
don't
I am.
right. So I practice this stuff every day. But for the average person, their mindset isn't there. If they're newer, if they're, a little bit into their journey versus where we are at our point, they just being able to define that for somebody or lay it out. And I think that the way we do it is really good too, just because it's coming from a place of like, I believe in you, but I'm also not going to be soft on you.
Yeah.
Like I know it's hard. I've
Yeah,
been
I
there,
tell you, one
but
thing that really bothers me, and I see people like I really love precision nutrition's education,
yeah.
but man, and I do have their certification, and it's great
Mhm.
information. And the original guy that started is really good. There's been a change with them for some reason. They are getting so soft.
Yeah, soft.
Oh my
The
God.
emails I get from them,
Oh, it is
soft.
so like, oh, just find your truth. It's okay. You'll be, no, you're not going to be okay. You're not. You're not going to, no, no, you're not. Like, are you going to be okay in the existential form of existence? Yes. But are you going to really be healthy and thriving? No, you're not.
No. Well,
It's
that's that.
so soft. And I mean, they've hired mindset people that are just so like, oh, I understand you needed to do that.
Yeah, there's a limit to saying it's okay.
And social media is full of so much of that. Just you needed that day. No, you weren't all you could be that day, and you blew it. And do better tomorrow.
Did I ever tell you that video? I made a couple videos on my TikTok about
The
this, but I
empathy
saw
video.
this.
We going back to the
No,
empathy video?
no. I saw this girl. Maybe it was related. I don't remember. But there was this girl that posted and was like, um, I only follow male fitness coaches because male fitness coaches are less likely to tell me that it's okay. Whereas female fitness coaches, a lot of
Huh.
the time, are the ones to basically just tell you, like, you can take a week off when you're in your luteal phase, or if you don't feel like being disciplined today, it's fine, like, yada, yada, yada. And I
They don't follow Allison and
understand that.
Marcy.
Yeah, right. I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, of course, that doesn't encompass everyone. There are going to be male coaches that do that, and there are going to be female coaches that don't. I feel like I'm somebody that doesn't. But I understand where she's coming from because I had to even weed out who I was following because I'm like, these women just like they're in it for likes or for sympathy and like, this is a safe space. And I'm just like, no, like there has to be a limit to what is okay and what is not okay. If you're a client of mine, I have this one client that, and I've told you this before, my young clients always fucking kill it. My younger girls are just like in it. They are ready to blast her. And I have this client that's going on a trip to New York. She's like, I'm really hesitant to be in New York because I won't have as much control over my food. And I was like, you haven't missed a day of tracking on target, by the way, since the middle of June when we started. If you want to enjoy a meal off track, I don't give a flying fuck because you have been consistent for 3 months. Like that's the time where I'm like, that's okay. Go enjoy it. Take that might be good for you to have a little reset where you can just go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and maybe she changes her goals. Maybe her goal is I'm going to walk, make sure every meal has protein, and I'm going to get
That's
two
what,
glasses of water at every meal. And while
yep.
you're in New York, your daily process goals are just going to be different,
We
mostly
like
because you don't want to feel horrible. Have
that's
you had clients that like go off track for like 2 days and come back on the third day and they go, it has nothing to do with tracking and hitting my calories. I just feel miserable eating
Yep.
3 days of processed foods.
Hmm.
And you're like, wow, so that was actually a positive.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's what people learn over time. I had this conversation yesterday with another client. She's like, yeah, I had like 2 glasses of red wine on Labor Day, which she hasn't done in forever. And she was like, I don't even want it anymore. It just doesn't make me feel good. I don't sleep well. And she had told me, she was like, and now I'm getting up and working out every day for the first time in forever. And I don't want to go to bed and feel bad the next morning when I wake up. So it's
That's
not
when I know
even
people
worth
get to the
it.
right spot. When
Yep.
they get to the
Same.
spot that the food is no longer about meeting a weight loss goal, it's about them feeling better
That's exactly what I say too.
because
I'm
the
like, your goals
consequence,
are going to come.
because
You're
the
going to get there.
consequence.
Yep.
It's the consequence. They feel crappy. They have
Hmm.
crappy days. They have headaches. They're tired, and they're like, I can't make it through my day doing this. What was
Hmm.
like? That's when I know people have gotten over the hump.
Same. And that's exactly what I told her. I said, I believe wholeheartedly that you're going to get there because you're not letting basic things that used to derail you anymore. Right? Like you recognize 100% that the habits that you used to have don't support the person that you want to be. And so you've changed your habits. And now that old habit that you had doesn't fit anymore because it doesn't make you feel good. Right? It's the minimum.
That's when people I know they're getting it. That's when
Hmm.
I know they're gonna make changes in their body without even really knowing it
Hmm.
and seeing it because they just feel better and they're more productive
Yep.
when they do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
we turn right back around and film tomorrow.
Yes, we
This
do.
is a Wednesday. This will come out Monday. This is the Wednesday after Labor Day. This will come out Monday. We film Mike tomorrow. We already got a
Hmm.
lot of people in the group with Mike questions. I'm going to put all that together for Mike.
Think we need to do another like Mike 2 or 3 parter
That's fine. Yeah.
because he's got time in September, so it'd be nice
Like I
to
said, and we got
get
a
him on
lot
a
of
bit.
questions in the group to ask questions. By the time people read this, it'll already be filmed, so I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But
Just telling you what's coming up because they won't be able to hear it
yeah,
until the
Mike,
following
yeah,
week. So
Mike is coming on. But
it's
um,
been a while.
yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, guys.